Championship of the day.
Pencampwriaeth y beef ifanc.
The Baby Beef Championship.
Yr heffrod ar y brig.
And for 5 years on the trot, it's been the heifers who've won this one. And every one of them were bred here in Wales. The last time a steer won the title was back in 2013 and 2014.
Tybed be ddigwyddith eleni.
Well, let's head over to the cattle ring then, and we'll join Gerald Lewis.
Yes, we have, again, the standard is exceptionally good, and we have two very, very good quality animals. Both bred in Wales here, so we're going to have a Welsh winner guaranteed. Miss Wendy Morgan there from Nanquina in Llandysant. Is just up the road here with her partner, Trevor. Just outside Bilth here. And then young Master Jones there from down by Urwood. Just below Bilth Wells there with the steer. And Mr. Brute has worked tirelessly today to end up with these two particular animals, or exceptional good animals, in the ring. Two very, very matching animals that he's ended up with, and that makes his job very easy. Well, easier then, when he ends up with a pair of animals that are very, very similar. So he's judged to a certain type all day long. And as I've alluded to many times, this is the future of the showing world, and animals that, a lot of these animals that are on display in the young baby beef cattle here today, we may well be having the pleasure about talking about them this time next year. These are two quite large animals, both of them are 390 to 400 kilo touch, so they will be quite strong cattle if they're still around at this time next year. But I'm sure that both of them will probably go on, if summer shows are allowed next year, to compete in summer shows, so there'll be people, whoever purchase them, or maybe the exhibitors will keep them, or whatever, will have a lot of fun throughout the decision. But anyway, Mr. Brute has made his decision, and it's a heifer again, and it's congratulations to Miss Wendy Morgan and Trevor, her partner. So the champion has come back to not far from herself there in Llandysant. So congratulations to Wendy and Trevor. So now the second prize heifer comes into the ring to compete against the steer for the reserve baby champion. Very smart, attractive heifer there from Wendy. Shakira. So maybe we'll see Shakira again and in the summertime shows, and if the Wild Welsh is on go, probably we'll be talking about her then again. In comes now uncle and nephew. Rob joins Argoid is the nephew of uncle, sorry, to his nephew standing there with 196. Young man from T-shirt and Urwood, so which will Dybrook go? It'll have to be, he's gone for the steer, so we have champion of both steer and champion heifer have both come forward to win champion and supreme of the baby beef. As I stated earlier on, there's a lovely pair of matching cattle which Mr. Brute has ended up with at the end of the day. Also at the end of this, most of these animals will be offered for sale. So obviously they having a prize and going into that ring later in the day will help the cause, I'm sure. It's that card that Wendy is holding is what they all require, or all want, I should say. So that's the first part of the championship cattle here in the Royal Welsh Show for 2021. We'll move on now shortly, I'm sure, to the overall Supreme Championship. You can see Wendy is very, very excited and very pleased to have won this. And there's a daughter in the background, Carol, who was a rival earlier on in the steers. There's no one there. There's a father then in the background, Mr. Hugh Morgan. Very proud, I'm sure. And nephew just on the right of the screen there. Bledin. So as you can see, it's all family hands-on. Wendy is going to offer her for sale later on. So we should be hoping that she will achieve justified reward for being champion.
Last minute decision oedd hi os o'n i'n dod a'i mewn yn fe.
So good luck, and let's hope we'll see it later on and see what sort of value she makes.
Penderfyniad cywir heb os ac o'n i bai. A Ceri Ratley fo Carol y ferch ar teulu. Llongorchadau chi gyd.
Diolch yn fawr.
Da iawn, boys.
Well, they'll stay with Gerald, but this time we're visiting the sheep ring.
We're back in the sheep ring with the pure and upland native hill sheep championship. And Mr. Slater has been busy again selecting his champion pair. I believe he's made his decision, but
chwarae teg i'r ddau ohonyn nhw. A eto, dau ifanc yn dod i'r brig, ynddo fe?
Ydy, mae'n braf gweld.
Ond cyn bod Daniel Jarman yn rhedeg...
A pair of...
Fe fydd rhaid i ni gael sgwrs ydyn iawn, ynddo fe? Daniel, wait down. You've got to wait to have a chat. Oh, you're going into the banner? Oh, that's fine, yeah, that's fine, yeah, right, yeah.
A minor interview the two young men.
How many pairs did you have? You're in total 10 pairs, I believe.
Yeah, 10 pairs, yeah.
How did you do it all, the work?
I don't know, really, just keep them a bit of a go every night, and they've come tidy in the end.
How much work is it to prepare 10 pairs?
Oh, it's a lot of work. Yeah, bit of a crazy idea, but we thought we'd have a go this year.
You are a bit crazy, aren't you? You love a bit of a challenge.
Oh yeah, love a bit of a challenge and love trimming lambs and getting them ready, so yeah.
And how does it feel to win this?
Yeah, good. Yeah, very pleased.
Fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations to you, Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Cheers.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sandriso Menai. Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sandriso Menai.
Welcome back, and as you can see, it's quite busy here at the showground in Llanelwydd on the second day of the Winter's Fair. And quite shortly, Nia will be talking to Steve Hewson, the Royal Welsh Agricultural Society's chief executive. And I'm sure he's quite glad and relieved that everything here at the Winter Fair has gone as well as could ever be expected under the current circumstances. And of course, we might have some information regarding the Royal Welsh Show in the summer. But as I said, that will be happening in a short while. In the meantime, we continue with the championships, and this is the Heifer Championship. This championship has come to Wales 5 times in the last 10 Winter Fairs.
Gan ennill 5 o'r 10 pencampwriaeth ddiwetha. Ond y tro dwytha...
But back in 2019, it went to North Yorkshire. But will the title return to Wales this year? Well, let's find out. We'll go straight to the cattle ring and join Gerald.
Well, we have a tremendous lineup of heifers here being selected all day long yesterday by Mr. Chris Penny. It has become the norm in the Welsh Winter Fair here now. They used to have an independent judge to come in to judge the overall championship of steers and heifers. They now, the 2 judges of the steers and heifers respectively, join forces, and they have to make a joint decision on the champion in both steer and heifer section, and obviously then overall champion of the whole show. So Mr. Chris Penny will have handled every single one of these heifers yesterday, but this will be the first time that in shot there Mr. Trevor Lyon will have been able to put his hands on every heifer that's in front of him. But also we can see there Mr. Chris Penny has to his mind himself perhaps on why he selected these animals from their respective classes yesterday to come forward here to the championship today. We have quite a weight variation from in the heifers on display, obviously, as all classes, especially the limousine section and Belgian Blue sections, was split into different sections yesterday, obviously to accommodate. Otherwise, we would have had a ring full of cattle exactly the same as we got here. So it's quite difficult for these, especially Mr. Lyon, then to accept to go into the ring here and see these animals the first time, because there have been so many for him to actually look at and watch going round, and as I stated many times, their locomotion and mobility. But I'm sure Mr. Lyon probably was sitting in the grandstand there somewhere watching yesterday. But we have a tremendous show of quality animals in front of us. As I stated, both these judges are showmen. Neither of them are butcher related in any form or fashion. Obviously they do sell a few cattle of their show cattle do end up in the butcher shops, but both of them are actual showmen, and Mr. Penny runs the Sarkley herd of pedigree limousines. Obviously in the class here he has from yesterday selected his pedigree limousine heifer, so she'll be out here on show, but obviously he's got Charleroi sired, Belgian Blue sired, and limousine sired, mostly crossbred cattle. So it's a lot of work from one end of the line to the other for him to remember what they judged. And quite interestingly then, the 2 judges, as I alluded to, have to agree on a champion, but just in case they don't, there is a referee, it's called, but it is actually a 3rd judge will come in and would make the final decision if it was required. But I'm sure that Mr. Lyon and Mr. Penny will agree, I'm sure. You never know. Won't have too long to wait to find out.
Peidiwch anghofio fod gynnon ni sylwebaeth Saesneg. There's an English language option available, and any problems, please contact the S4C Viewers Hotline.
Well, we'll be back in the cattle ring shortly, but in the meantime, our first visit in this afternoon's broadcast in the horse ring. Let's join Rob Jones.
Hugh Rees wedi bod yn gwylio hyn gyda ni a Sandray, Miss Florence yn gyntaf, a'r bedwerydd wedi symud i'r ail safle, a Bombard Proud Susan wrth y march, Llanmorlais Reagan sydd wedi bod yn ennill dipyn gyda Tom Davies a Hannah Broom. Yn drydydd wedyn Gethin Williams, ni'n gweld yn y sgrin yma ni Synad Ruby ac yn bedwerydd Kilmary Lady Tiffany oedd yn ail i ddechrau, ond heb setlo heddiw yn ffodus. Wel, y beirniad John Welsh yn cyflwyno Ben Orchard gyda'r riban goch yn yr adran ec, yr dosbarthiad bolesu neu adferch blwydd. Llongyfarchiadau mawr i Stanley Miss Florence. Congratulations, Ben. That was quite a tense class because they sent you all out again. We all thought there was going to be a big change, but you stayed on top. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you've had a successful day anyway. You've had a third as well.
In the filly foal class, yeah, with the filly we brought from Sales. So yeah, a really good day. Thank you.
Sure, it's a much nicer feeling with a homebred and home-produced filly.
Definitely, yeah. No, she's had a good season, and yeah, no, she's given us a really enjoyable year. So.
She looks $1 million. You've got the championship now, so we're crossing our fingers for you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thanks, Ben.
Thanks.
Dyma ni'r efoles Stanley Miss Florence. Llongyfarchiadau mawr, Ben.
Well, there's plenty going on here at the Winter Fair this afternoon. Let's go back quickly to the sheep ring and rejoin Gerald.
Yes, we're in the pure lowland breed section, the championship. And in these we have South Downs, Rylands, Suffolks, Dorsets, Coloured Rylands, Llanwenogs and Cleans. And some very good pairs. And here we go, we see we've got a winner already in the South Downs, and J&S Long. And they're having a very good season because they did win in the English Winter Fair just a couple of weeks ago, so the South Down breed is doing very, very good. And they've had an successful show here again, so we're having a pair of South Downs which look exceptionally good quality lambs to me. And the back ends are on display. They will rival a lot of their continental friends, I'm sure.
Llongyfarchiadau mowr iawn iddo fe, yn arddangoswyr sy'n gwybod yn iawn beth mae'n gwneud, a wedi cael tymor da gyda'r South Down hyd yma.
And every breed of the lowlands, the British lowland breed, will be not short in confidence in bragging their breed up, because this is a little bit of a shop window for the fat lamb.
And the same pair of lambs again.
And I'm sure that they will be
Why is the Welsh so important to you, the Welsh show?
Advertising the fact that they run their Royal Welsh Winter Fair with their South Down rams when they're selling rams later on.
And been a successful day. So yeah.
And I'm sure you'll be back. Definitely. That's the important one.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Llongyfarchiadau mowr iawn.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well, dyna ni, Chris Penny.
And we're back in the cattle section in the conclusion of the champion heifer, and Mr. Lyon and Mr. Long are going around, and I'm sure maybe a decision is imminent, and usually is the norm that the heifer judge has the pleasure of tapping out his champion. And there you go. It is black heifer number 36 with Williams and Tippett. Read all about it. She is weighing at a colossal 720 kilos. So I think it's quite fair to say in the cattle terms then there's a lorry load of meat on this particular animal. So maybe that'll help a butcher. Thinking butcher purchasing later on in the championship later this afternoon. But it is an outstanding, powerful animal, and I do not think there is too many animals in the show that are more weight than herself. And in comes then Miss Annie Lewis with second prize heifer in the Belgian blue section. So number 36 was sired by a Belgian blue bull. So as I just alluded to in the sheep section, then I'm sure the British Belgian Blue Society will be not slow in advertising that champion heifer of the Winter Fair heifer section is sired by a Belgian blue. And if she goes the next step and beats the champion steer later on, then it will be a feather in the cap for the British Belgian Blue Society. So Mr. Lyons and Mr. Penny have agreed on their very first challenge together. I'm sure they'll agree on the steer, which will be following shortly. And then we'll have to hopefully witness the overall commercial champion of the 2021 show.
Fleshed and, you know, quite balanced for a big beast. So yeah, she's a super heifer in our eyes anyway.
She's a credit to you, Paul. What a tremendous job you've done turning her out. And yeah, llongyfarchiadau. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck now in the big one.
We'll see.
Cross fingers.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sandriso Menai. Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sandriso Menai.
Welcome back to the Winter Fair, and we're going straight to the horse ring. Here's Rob Jones again.
Mae wedi bod dipyn o amser sy'n ni dechrau'r adran yma, dydy o, efo'r rhannu'r dosbarthiadau, ond dyn ni wedi cael wledd o gystadlu mewn ffordd.
I fod yn deg I John, mae wedi cael entries da iawn dan fe, mae wedi bach o waith sortod ag a nawr mae lawr i'r Final Four.
Wel, mae chwarae teg, mae yna dipyn wedi dod nôl I gystadlu yma. 7 allan o'r 8 oedd yn gymwys. Ac
dyle fe ddim fod yn hir iawn. Os mae wedi gweld nhw, ni'n cofio beth mae wedi rhoi lan, just I das de nawr.
A diolch wedi gofyn iddyn nhw trotio yn y gwybod na ddo?
Na, just cerdded rown al line-up.
Wel, dyma nhw gyd, ych chi'n gweld yr arddangoswyr yn trio denu sylw a dangos y ceffylau ar ei ore.
A lan i'r prif steward, awas amser da geir rhedeg, neu falle just tynnu thyn nhw mas nawr. Yn unan, fel jerniad, dyn ni moyn gweld nhw'n rhedeg to. Ond falle, os mae amser yn bring, maen nhw wedi gweithio fe.
Wel, John yw'r dyn yn y cwrt gwyrdd, y beirniad, ac mae'n trafod rhyw faint efo'r steward, so gen I weld beth yw'r cyfarwyddiadau.
Falle bod e'n gofyn awas amser da I redeg nhw. Na, fi'n credu... Odi, ar y prif steward yma lawr, so mae'n mynd i'r redeg nhw. Ond yn deg, really, i'r genilleidfa, falle bod rhain hwyr yn dod. Maen nhw'n mynd I weld nawr.
A gweld pwy sy'n barhau I fod yn ffres hefyd.
Ie. A i'r swclod, maen nhw wedi bod nôl either yn eu cerbydau neu yn y stable. So fel i'r clas diwetha feles I blwydd, mae hi wedi cadw fynd. Y dosbarth cynta bore yma oedd hwn, yr y bol... Nage, sori, fi'n anghywir yr ail oswerth y boles yw I hwnna. Mae'r boles yma, da Joe Lee oedd yn ail yn y dosbarth. Mae'n neis I dangos parch i'r beirniad, chi'n dyn ôl wedyn, achos bod chi'n ail. Dangos ar rhan rhywun mi'n credu oedd Joe. A mae'n profiad i'r rhain ar y bolesu ifenc yma. Mae'n I gofio'r diwrnod yma, dyw e? Mae fe'n mileage ar y cloc, fel ni'n gweud.
Yn y llydd yr dosbarth i'r ybolion blwydd.
Ormond, Dorian Lloyd.
Ie,
Dorian yn dangos ar rhan Richard a Joanna.
Wel, dyma'r efo blwydd yn cystadlu yn y bencampwriaeth. Mae gen John dipyn ar ôl I weld. Pob un yn cael cyfle I drotio'n allan unwaith eto, a dyn ni'n edrych ymlaen I weld pwy fydd pencampwr yr adran ec yn y ffair eia.
Cofiwch ymuno yn hwyl y ffair eia ar Facebook, Twitter ac Instagram.
Don't forget, you can follow all that's going on here at the Winter Fair on the social media, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and of course the website s4ec.cymru/ffairiaf.
So we're back into the sheep section, and we have the two hill breeds then, the pure native Uplands breed, which is winner was Kevin Davis. And then we have the winner of the North Country Cheviot Lambs, Mr. Daniel Jarman, competing for the overall hill champion of the show.
Just beth dde Paul yn chwilio amdano mewn oen o'r adran yma fydden ni'n tybio.
Quite a significant difference in the weight of these particular sections, because the pair of North Country Cheviots there in front, there are winners are 90 kilos, and Daniel Jarman there has been successful in the hill breed, and just out of shot with the taller of these is Kevin Davis, and they were only 68 kilos. So the champion of the hill breed of 2021 is Mr. Daniel Jarman.
Chwarae teg i
A pair of North Country Cheviot lambs.
ar y map. Dyma chi wrfon heddig sy'n gweithio galed iawn. 10 par yn y sioe i gyd, wel, Daniel. If I could, I'd give you a hug. Obviously I can't.
You can see his expression on his face. He's a very, very happy young man.
Yeah, it's all been worthwhile.
As I stated many times before, to receive a card of any colour in the Winter Fair year is an exceptional feat, but to go all the way and receive championship of the respective breeds is good, but then to go on and overall hill champion is an exceptional honour, to be fair.
Usually people come to the fair for a rest. You'll be out.
Hopefully it'll reflect on the price that he'll make later on when he sells them.
Thank you.
Pencampwriaeth y Bystych. Y bridiau cyfan...
The Steer Championship, and it's the continental breeds that usually win this one, and the most successful breed, yes, the Limousin.
Mae gwaed y lims...
The Lim Steer has won for the last 16 years.
Lyn cael graff well done. Da iawn, da iawn. Wel, arbennig iawn.
But will that run continue this year? Well, let's find out. Let's go to the cattle ring and join Gerald.
Well, I don't think we have too long to wait, Gareth. Mr. Lyon and Mr. Penny are working at it again. But as was stated in the heifer class, they have a lot of animals to survey, and they stated Mr. Penny then, it's his first time that he will be hands-on on the steers, whereas Mr. Lyon yesterday would have handled every single one. Oh. One beast there has had enough. I don't want to show myself off again.
Arbennig yma o wartheg dion Cymraeg yn does, eidon di Cymraeg special.
Mr. Penny there. Obviously, first thing is to watch the locomotion and how the animal shows itself on the outside of the ring. And then they will line them up as we see in front of the stands there. We'll have the all-important hands on. And these are the steer winners from every section yesterday, so they've all done very well and got a red rosette on themselves. But it's that coloured green and multicoloured rosette they all want. Some very strong animals and good conformation animals in amongst them. And every single one are there on their own right. We've got the Welsh Black in order of the way that they went in yesterday, lining up. All the hours of training which these handlers have put in is now they're thinking, please behave at the critical moment. As I stated, there's a lot of activity around this ring for these animals to get used to and take in.
Chris Penny yn gweld yr eidonem am y tro cynta.
Mr. Penny and Mr. Lyon obviously has same rules apply as the heifer section. They have to agree on their steer champion. So there'll be a fair bit of conflab going on between the two gentlemen. Depends on what they go, but in the heifer section previous, what we just seen, they picked probably the largest animal in the show, actually, at 720 kilos. So there's several steers in here getting up towards that 700 kilo mark. So is that the way that they will end up, trying to get a pair of big powerful animals at the end? We'll have to wait a little while yet to find out, but...
Yeah, my pope and turn all to get.
Perhaps prospective purchases in the grandstand, a lot of butchers watching and rubbing their hands thinking that they're going to have a chance to buy the champion of the Royal Welsh Show Winter Fair with a lot of meat. A lot of meat that they can put on display in their prospective shops or market or wherever they market it.
Yn edrych ar y brydiau cynhenid, ni'n gweld yr henffordd yna, ni'n gweld yr eidon di Cymreig, a Trevor Lyons lawr y pen pella yna wrthi
As we've seen in the run-up to the build-up to this competition, we've seen steers of Limousine origin have been very strong in the past, so we'll just have to wait a little bit longer to find out if it'll be a Limousine that comes forward again.
Yes, we'll be back at the cattle ring for the conclusion of that section, that championship rather, quite shortly. In the meantime, a quick visit to the horse ring, and here's Rob Jones.
Wel, yr efo blwydd sydd yn mynd â hi.
A'r
Eboles yn mynd ar gil y wobr. Llongyfarchiadau mawr i
Richard a Joanna.
Rydfa Ormond yn Llambed, ac wrth gwrs Dorian Lloyd wedi cynhyrchu ar ei gyfer nhw.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ormond brenin y ser, exhibited and shown.
Wel, Ormond brenin y ser yw pencampwr yr adran ec y Merl Cymreig Tape Cob, Dorian Lloyd yn dangos ar ran Richard a Joanna Morgan. A llongyfarchiadau mawr iddyn nhw.
Wel, Richard, llongyfarchiadau mawr pencampwr yr adran ec.
Ie, trwynta fi fo yma, fes i ma'n dangos boles fi 10-12 blynedd yn ôl, a wedi si prynu trwstad yn ôl, bydd yn ôl rhywbeth special. A mynd ag pan i'n gwybod bod fe'n special da fi, a fi'n siŵr wedyn, fes i'n hunan, mae rhaid hwn i'n mynd i lle iawn i cael ei byrwsio fe. Mae'r dangos yma.
Ond mae llongyfarchiadau wedi dechrau ar y ffordd iawn, beth bynnag pencampwr yma na thair eia.
Ydy, diolch yn fawr iawn.
A Dorian, hapus siŵr.
O, dros ben. Ynddo, dros ben. Da ni jyst yn ddiolchgar iawn i Richard gyrraedd yn ei.
Wel, le'n car y ti, achos mae rhaid ti rhedeg chydig bach mwy eto.
Oes, debyg iawn.
Ond llongyfarchiadau mawr eich ddau. Ormond, brenin y ser. Dyma'r chnogaeth Richard a Joanna Morgan, Rydfa Ormond yn Llambed. Wedi cael ei gynhyrchu gen Dorian Lloyd yn bencampwr yr adran ec.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sant Driso Menai. Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Santriso Menai.
Welcome back. When we were last in the sheep ring, we were thinking that a result was imminent. Are we any closer, Gerald, do you think?
Oh, yes, we are, slightly. We're in the native breed championship. Upland and Lowland will be competing against one another, and we have the pair of Southdowns and the pair of North Country Chivets. And the reserves, as we can see there, with Howell Williams, is a pair of Suffolks. And over on the other end, we've seen Kevin Davis with his the pair which was reserved to the North Country. So it'll be interesting to see. The Long family done very well in the English Winter Fair with their Southdown, so will they be successful here in the Royal Welsh? Mr. Slater has worked tirelessly all day to assess and get down to the nitty-gritty end of the show, I should say then. And it's the two Southdowns that he's examining at the moment there with the Long family. But Daniel Jarman there on the other side with the North Countries has come through as champion of the hill section, so he'll be quite confident that he's in with a good shout. So it's all in the hands of Mr. Slater. And whichever of the pair that he decides are the best, then the reserve to that particular section comes forward. Feeling the tails there of the respective animals, and it's called the dock. And lot of the fat or meat on the animal, if it's got, oh, there you go, it is the Southdowns are the champions of the Lowland breed section here in the 2021 show, the Long family. The pair of lambs are weighing 87.5 kilos, so my maths are quite good. It's just under 44 kilos each, which is about the correct target weight for the current market trends.
Why did you put yourself through
and as the
stress?
Long family have had a successful English Winter Fair and now success in the Welsh Winter Fair. Don't suppose it can get much better for them, so congratulations to them. And see, will they sell their lambs at the other end of it now? We will find out later on. But I'm sure it's a good plug for the breed of the Southdown anyway.
So, yeah, it's a big thing, big thing. You haven't shown you before, I'm sure you'll be back.
We'll be back.
Congratulations
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yes, many congratulations indeed. And it's straight back to the cattle ring, and it's the steer championship, Gerald.
Yes, indeed it is, and I think I alluded to before, Mr. Lyons had the honour of tapping out the champion heifer, so will Mr. Penny step back, and he has done, and it is champion is Richard Wright.
Richard Wright, o Wlad Haf. Well,
number 147. And this animal is Frankie, weighing 642 kilos. So I'm quite confident to say that a limousine... No, actually, I'm going to be proved wrong there. It's a Belgian Blue sire heifer that come forward, didn't it? So perhaps still the limousine dominance is in a little bit of jeopardy yet until the next hurdle, when the champion steer is a limousine sired steer and the champion heifer is a Belgian Blue sired. So maybe yet there'll be a twist in the tail. And now the second prize steer comes in that particular class. This one is T and FM Edwards with red back. Has come in now to compete for reserve steer. So will they go for a second prize in the class, or will they pick another first prize winner out of the already lineup in the ring? There's a space provided for him where Mr. Wright came out from. So this will be the first time again, as I say. Mr. Penny will have to run his eyes over this particular animal for the first time.
A mae rhaid I gamol y gŵr bonheddig sydd wedi dangos y bustach yma heddi, Sean.
Yndi, Paul Walker yn law ar ddangos ac y bustach ma wedi i'w droi allan. Yn wych chwarae teg.
Mae fe'n llawn yn dweud. Mae'n hongian yn dweud.
On the top dial.
Mr. Wright is no stranger to the Winter Fair here in Bilthwells and has been showing for many years and had numerous successes before, and I'm sure that he's hoping that he'll go one way or the other. But no, we have our reserve steer.
Phil Price, yeah, o'r Henffordd.
Number 129.
Ynddi'n canlyn y bustach nillodd yn dda iawn, dydy gwir. Mae Phil yn gefnogwr da iawn o'r sioe.
Price and Rogers.
Troi beth allan yn dda iawn.
Da eidon werth i'w gweld.
Pumba, weighing 660 kilos. Two red limousine steers, side by side. Mr. Price from just down the road there in Hay-on-Wye. I'm not too sure where Mr. Rogers lives, but the champion steer there, Mr. Richard Wright, will be out in the ring shortly against the champion heifer.
Richard Wright, what a feeling.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I think we bred it and Paul turned it out to win steer championship here today. Absolutely fantastic.
It makes that winning feeling so much more special when you've bred something yourself.
Oh, doesn't it really? Yeah, this is the second exhibitor bred I've won here now. So, yes, most pleasing.
What's the secret?
Oh, there is no secret. It's just happened. Having the right calf and the right man to turn it out.
And a word about this man now, Paul Walker.
Oh, I couldn't repeat that on television, really.
But Paul, special animal and a special owner as well. You've got a great relationship between you.
Yeah, very much so. I've been doing Richard's cattle now for 12 years, and we've built up a great relationship and working with great cattle.
Yeah, that's the thing. Great cattle. You've done a tremendous job. Congratulations both, and good luck now in the main championship up against the heifer.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, will the Supreme Championship be going to Somerset? We'll have to wait and see. We'll be back in the cattle ring shortly. In the meantime, we're back in the food hall, and Nia is joined by Bethan Williams, who works for Cowine, one of the projects under the Mentoring Business project, which is funded, of course, by the Welsh Government. And it's a company, of course, that supports individual businesses and organisations in Wales to start and develop their businesses. And one of the new businesses here at the Winter Fair, launching a new brand of coffee, is Black Mountain Roast. And obviously it looks to be quite busy there, and it's been selling very well during the course of the last 2 days. Then another new company is Bossa Nova Chocolate, and their main product is the chocolate truffle, which comes from Brazil originally, which is an ideal present for Christmas. The company based in Newport, and as you can see, a variety of produce there on the Bossa Nova stall. And the produce is very well presented. And Bethan has been working with Andrea from Bossa Nova for quite a few months now.
So Wayne o Booth's Bakery sydd gyda ni fan hyn o Abertawe.
Another new company from Swansea is Booth's Bakery, a Jamaican bakehouse, a traditional Jamaican bakehouse, I should say. And with the pasties, well, as Bethan said, I haven't had a chance to taste it yet, but Nia's about to do so. And as Nia says, I can already smell the spice, and it's pretty hot as well. And finally, another new business showing their produce here for the first time is Cardiff Distillery. And gin Caerdydd is obviously one of the products that they have. And they had support, the branding support obviously has come via Cowain. And they're working side by side with 4 rugby players, so that's quite interesting as well. And obviously you can see the bottles have been labelled and numbered. That's the first of 100, so that's worth keeping an eye on. And as Nia's thanking Bethan, she's just saying, will you wish these news companies all the best for the future. Right, the highlight in the sheep ring, the Supreme Champion. In the last 10 winter fairs, the Supreme Champion has come from Wales on 8 occasions, including Iwan Jones's pair of Beltex lambs in 2019. And it's the Beltex, the Dutch Texel and the Texel that usually win this one. And the Continental breeds are the favourite again this year, but will they have been bred in Wales? Well, let's find out. Let's join Gerald in the sheep ring.
Yes, we won't have too long to find out, Gareth. We have the 4 championship sets of lambs lined up here, or 5, sorry, I should say. And we have first in line at the South Downs, and then I stand corrected on the next one. They were out of a Welsh ewe sired by a blue Texel ram. And we have the Dutch Texels. And very good lambs in their own right.
Par wedyn o'r pwyser cigydd wrth Robert West. A wedyn i'r par y ffermwyr ifanc wrth gwrs o iddo Glyn y Fflir Roberts.
Abernodwydd, Gefn Trallwng. Wel, dyma i chi 5 par agorol. Dyma chi steddfod y defed, yn dyfe?
Steddfod y defed, hwn yw'r cadeirio.
And then we have the butcher's weight lambs there.
A lle mae'r gader yn mynd eleni, Erwin?
We featured earlier on.
Yn y marn i, y marn bach i yw byddwn ni'n mynd am rwy'n pwyser cigydd o iddo Robert West. Yna mae'n arian i mynd.
We featured this tremendous pair of lambs here earlier on, winning the butcher's weight lambs.
Mae'n rhaid i ni gofio, mae'r adran wedi ennill.
Next in shot there.
Mae pencampwriaeth y sioi wedi dod allan o adran pwyser cigydd, 7 allan. Neu 5 allan o'r 9.
They are trimmed to perfection. Extremely good carcass lambs. Mr. Slater will have also handled these lambs many, many times right throughout the competition, but this is a different competition here in front of him now, and he has to try and remember from every pair of lambs that he handled to the next one, and he's found points that he likes and points that maybe he doesn't like, but he's got to find the pair of lambs that he likes most of all. A long day for Mr. Slater here. Back and forth, round and round, up and down, and studying and thinking.
Ac I glodfori rhai, achos nid ar ware bach mae'r stoc yma'n cael ei troi allan i'r ansawdd yma. Ni'n gwybod.
Very good 5 selected at the end of the day of champions of their respective sections. 5 exceptional good pairs of matching lambs.
As
I've alluded to many times, just to get through to getting cards of any form or fashion is good, but to get this far in competitions such as the Royal Welsh Winter Fair here is an outstanding achievement. Anybody got aspirations of buying a nice Christmas present for the grandchildren? Look, there's a lovely pair of lambs in front of them there.
Mae Cymru a'r Prydain Fawr ar y brig yn rhwydd, ti'n gwybod. Felly mae'n rhywbeth I ni I farchnata, mae'n bwysig iawn bod ni yn.
Mr. Slater is certainly not going to be rushed into the situation at the end of a long day.
Dynodiad eryddol gwarchodedig yn rhoi i'r cwsmer yw'r hyder yna I brynu cig gan wybod bod gallu olrhain hanes yr nifel hwnnw.
The Southdown lambs are trimmed to perfection, as we can see, and taught to stand correctly. And as over a long day period now, they will have been stood for a long period of time. But he's taken another selection forward again, and he has now got the Dutch Texels.
Sydd ar ôl allan o 400 o beiri sydd I ymgeisio I gystadlu.
Mae rhwng y par
Forward
Dutch Texel o'r Daily Hall.
From the Hall family. And he also has the butcher's weight lambs there. Forward.
O swydd Lincoln.
All the pressure that's building around the outside and the excitement around the ring, I don't think it's too far away. But we'll have to wait a little bit longer to find out.
Be gen I weld os o Robert West fydd yn mynd â hi nes mlaen. O pidwch yn mynd ymell achos fi'n gwybod mae'r cynnyriad ar fi'n gael I gyhoeddi.
Well, it won't be long before we have a decision there in the sheep ring. And quickly we join Aaron. During the pig auction, as you can see, there's quite a few people who've come together. And here come the pair champions we saw earlier in the day today, all the way from Llithfaen on the outskirts of Pwllheli.
Mi welson i'r gil wobr yn gwerthu am 320, felly dwi'n disgwyl I mynd dipyn yn fwy.
Gobeithio ni achos
I'm trying to listen in to hear the auctioneer.
Maen nhw wedi troi mas mae'n anhygoel ar clas o wch sy'n mal I ni.
We're up to 220. And the price is going up quickly. Aaron said he's going to keep still just in case the auctioneer thought he was bidding.
£400 your bid there, madam. Make no mistake, the Welsh with the fair champions. 2021, 410, 410.
We're up to £410 and above. And according to Aaron, he thinks perhaps the judge is also bidding for these pigs. And we're up to £540. So that's a bit of a jump from where we started at 220. And the singles champion, of course, is in the ring there, so both pigs will be sold for the same price. And we're up to 600. 610, the current price. Are they going to get in about 620? We're up to £630. Auctioneer trying to coax 650 from somewhere. And he's working very hard. But the price is still 630. And he's about to sell. Just double checking.
At 630, selling on the right-hand side, selling away, sold, Welsh with the fair champions, £630.
There we are. That's the price then. £630 per head at the auction for the pigs.
Joyce, diolch am y gwmni.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi. Diolch yn fawr. Bydd echreuon ni gyda 4.
Right, a result was imminent in the sheep ring, so let's quickly rejoin Gerald.
Yes, two tremendous pairs of lambs come down to the final hurdle. As we say, it's in the hands of Mr. Paul Slater now.
Dwi'n gweld perchnogion o'i y teulu hall. Maen nhw'n dala y gil wobr.
Not too long, and we have the pair of butcher's weight lambs there in front of us. And there they go, the butcher's weight lambs have won it. Tremendous crossbred lambs.
Marn i'n meddwl dim, ond da iawn dyn nhw, men. Credit nhw, a yw nhw'n wedi troi allan yn arbennig. Maen nhw'n weddi'r llygad.
Wel, Erwin, fi credu lle ni gadarnhau bod ti'n deall rhywbeth nawr.
And this Mr. Robert West from Lincolnshire.
Robert West o Swydd Lincoln wedi ennill prif bencampwriaeth ffair Eia
Wins the overall championship here in 2021. The young couple are very, very happy and pleased with their result. Very well deserved so. We followed these lambs quite a long way through this competition, right from winning their class in the start.
Hon yw y ffair. Hon yw'r eising ar y gacen, a fydde ti'n holi i'r bobl sy'n dod o draws.
Two tremendous lambs that will be proud to show in any butcher's shop, or I'm not too sure of the ewe lambs or weather lambs, but maybe if they're ewe lambs, perhaps somebody will consider buying them to go on as foundation ewes for a flock. Two lovely, extremely well muscled and good looking lambs. We have the whole family there just out of shot, hoping that maybe they'll come up with a reserve. We'll just have to wait and see, because the second place lambs to this particular pair of lambs in their class come forward.
Taylor Hall yn ennill y gil wobr. Ond pencampwyr y sioe, Robert West o Swydd Lincoln. Congratulations,
Thank
Jim.
you very much.
Sum up all the feelings of the fair this year.
Oh, it's just amazing, really. It's nothing I thought when we were starting out we'd ever achieve. But no, it's just made all the work and going to all of them worthwhile, really. Yeah, definitely.
How were the nerves?
Oh, they're up there still again now. There's just,
Can you believe it?
No, definitely not. I can't at all. I wasn't expecting it or ready for it at all.
What's so special about the Welsh Fair?
Well, I've never been before, and it's just good to go to a new one, and I'm sure we'll be back another year.
What a way to start your Welsh Fair.
Definitely.
I know you will be back.
That's
Guaranteed.
it. Thank you very much.
Good luck. Llongyfarchiadau.
Bye-bye.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sant Driso Menai. Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Santrillo Menai.
Welcome back to the showground at Llanelwedd. It's now 3:10. We're with you until 4 o'clock this afternoon, but don't leave, because of course the highlight of the winter fair is to come, which is the auction of the Supreme Beef Champion. And now we're about to find out which cattle will be winning the Supreme Championship. The heifers have beaten the steers 9 times in the last 10 winter fairs. And everyone has been a Limousin, which includes the only steer back in 2016. Will it be the heifer again, or can the steer win it this time? Well, this is the final championship in the cattle ring, and we'll join Gerald.
Yes, indeed, it all comes down to, as you just witnessed in the sheep industry. Oh, there you go. Short and sweet from Mr. Penny, Mr. Lyon. Number 36 is the heifer, sired by a Belgian Blue. So we kicked the limousine trend into touch. And to be fair, an outstanding exhibit of beef, and I'm sure, as I alluded to many times before, the British Belgian Blue Society will be not short of bragging that their sired animal has actually won the winter fair, and congratulations to the Williams and Tippets. And as is appropriate to her name, read all about it. So all the press coverage and that of the Royal Welsh Fair tomorrow morning will be read all about it. Champion of 2021. And 720 kilos of beef will be offered for sale later this afternoon. So now the deliberation of what is going to be reserve, as customary all the way throughout, is the reserve champion heifer comes into the ring to compete against the champion steer, who will receive reserve overall champion in 2021. Can't take it away from Williams and Tippets. They are champion with an exceptional, powerful animal. Mr. Lyon and Mr. Penny have, as I stated many times, are both showmen and not butchers, but they have selected a real butcher's animal as Supreme Champion here today at 720 kilos. She is a very, very powerful butcher's animal. So the reserve is between Mr. Richard Wright . And H&S Dunlop. So Dunlop's heifer is weighing 696 kilos, which is not too far behind the winner. And it is the heifer, Mr. Dunlop, that has come forward and taken reserve. So we have 2 heifers, first and second, and 2 probably of the larger end animals, or weighing most in the winter fair here. A limousine side heifer has come forward with Mr. H&S Dunlop. So the Supreme Championship has gone out over the border, gone with Mr. Williams and Tippets from Shifnal in Shropshire. So many congratulations to them.
I just can't believe it. It's what dreams are made of. It's what we do it for, you know. And this is the first time that Christine and myself have won here. She's a heifer, actually. Christine bought. Christine's not been very well, and hopefully this is a big boost for her.
It means a lot to you guys. It means a lot for you. It's been a long 2 years.
Yeah, it is great to be back showing.
Great to be back.
Yeah, and this makes it all worth it. Like,
this is what the Winter Fair is all about: the emotion, the drama, the tension.
Yeah, it's the best event. We've done all the winter shows, but this is the one that we wanted to win, and we haven't won, and now we have. So it's brilliant.
And Chris Penny, one of the judges, what made this heifer so special, and what made it stand out for you in Trevor Lyons?
In the classes yesterday, when I was judging the heifer, she walked in, and it was. I never had to look at her again. I knew it was her, and I was looking at her second, third and fourth actually, so I never... But just a tremendous effort. She can walk tidy, she's full of meat, she's stylish, she's lovely up the front, good back end.
She's got it all, isn't she?
Oh, she's just
really
an outstanding beast.
Yeah,
brought out to perfection, to be fair to the team at Willodge and whatever. They've done a tremendous job.
And congratulations to you as well, Chris, to you and Trevor. You've done a wonderful job yesterday and today. It's not easy out there, especially when you've got cattle like this, you know. They were all so level. Yeah, it does, I bet. But no, wonderful job. And best of wishes to you and the family.
Yes, thank you.
I hope Christine is better soon.
Willodge is a team effort, and there's so many people to thank behind it all, but it is just a team effort.
So. A team effort, the A-team. Congratulations. Well done.
Right, let's go to the horse ring, and here's Rob again.
Gwynfais sydd yn dilyn y dosbarthiadau yma gyda fi ar y blws o webi, ac dyn ni wedi gweld pob un yn mynd o'n Meirion, a mae'r beirniad Derek Dykes yn cael cyfle i edrych dros nhw unwaith eto. Just i atgoffa chi, ar hyn o bryd yr enillydd yw Crystal Tennessee Whisky. Yn yr ail safle mae Ystwyth y Duke ac yn drydydd Abergavenny Legacy. Dyna'r tri ohonyn nhw ar y sgrin i chi yn fan ni. Dosbarth eitha anodd i ddyrniadu amryw o deipiau yma.
Sy'n patrwn o folion, mae'n anodd iawn.
Wel, dyma ni.
Fydden ni'n meddwl.
Dirwyn i ben ar dosbarth cyntaf. It looks as if the judge is casting his eye.
Derek Dykes, Brydfa Crossfield. Portarpwlt yn reiddiol, ond yn byw erbyn hyn efo'i partner Joanne Nicholson. Yn Llanon Ceredigion.
I'm sure we have all our opinions outside the ring, but it's the judge's opinion that counts today.
Yn rowna.
Yes, he's sending them out.
Wel, mae Derek yn anfon y swcr yma allan i rhedeg unwaith eto.
Mae'n tri.
Rhoi cyfle a tri cha.
It looks like the top three are being sent out around the ring.
Mae'n dweud o Derek yn y cysymudwr, falle just yn rhoi prawf bach iddyn nhw i weld pwy fydd yn gallu symud y gorau. Wel, dyma ni. Dyma nhw y beirniad wrth i bod yn cael gwylio nhw.
Yr un sy'n ail yn symud yn golew. Gerddodd y wael gynnau, ond mae'n symud yn golew.
Yn cyfro tir oedd yn un ail, ond mae'r un sy'n gen Declan Davies yn symud yna chwarae teg.
O, di. Un dwt o symud iddyn nhw. Wel... Olryd man Sherwood.
Wel, gyda i weld. Wedi tynnu nhw fewn yn yr un safle. Wedi gweld rhywbeth falle doedd o ddim rhy siŵr ohono fo, ond y prawf oedd gwedd yn symud gorau, sy'n ni'n meddwl. A bach o sport i'r gynulleidfa hefyd.
Na re. A ni'n meddwl, a ni'n teimlo bod y trydydd wedi symud gweithio'r ail yn yna nawr.
Wel, mae'r het wedi dios, felly mae'r penderfyniad wedi wneud. Derek Dykes yn gwobrwyo gwobr gyntaf i Crystals Tennessee Whisky. A dyma'r chnogaeth Jessie Penfold ac yn cael ei arddangos gen Declan Davies.
Tennessee Whisky takes the first place here.
Thank you for Dex, well done. They sent you, you're sweating now, they sent you out to run again.
I thought I've got to give it all.
Otherwise, I didn't want to be dropped at the last minute, so I had to give it all. So
you'll be very busy today. We've seen you a few times. Got many more in?
I got one more to come in, but I've got a break in between this. So thankfully,
well, I'm sure the owner is very pleased. Is he here today?
I think so. Yes. Well, I haven't spoken to him today, but I believe he is. Yeah. So.
Da iawn, Dex.
Diolch yn fawr.
Hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Crystals, Tennessee Whiskey, edrych y dosbarth i'r egolion yma. Angylch y cyffyle. Bach o gyffrodd o'n hyn. Wrth i'r ebol yma symud allan. Ond bach yr mawr i Mr Jesse Penfold. Myrchenog ac i Declan Davies. Sydd yn arddangos.
Well, dyma fo, ydy'n prysur prifwyth...
Well, Nia is joined by Steve Hewson, the Royal Welsh Society's chief executive, and she's just asked him how's he feeling now, and he feels a lot better now. After looking back, it's been a fantastic winter fair. There was a bit of uncertainty looking back whether or not the winter fair would be held or not, but looking back, the decision to go ahead was the right one. Looking around, the people have got smiles on their faces. They're very happy. It's great to be back. I mean, it was incredibly busy here yesterday with queues in the food hall, so I can see and feel the enthusiasm is back on the showground. And as Nia said, everybody was looking forward to coming back, and the winter fair is so popular. Steve Hewson said, I have to be very careful that the main event, of course, is the summer show. But here in the winter fair, you can feel the environment leading up to Christmas, of course, buying Christmas presents, buying Welsh produce, food and drink, and also see the best livestock available in Wales. As a team, how much of a headache has it been for you? Well, we've been working hand in hand with the Welsh Government over the last couple of years, to be perfectly honest, and now we're looking forward to next year, so there's a lot of extra work involved to get the show on the road, as it were, and we've had to make sure that everything has been safe. We've got to be careful. We've got to make sure that people buy their tickets online, for example, make sure that they have their COVID pass available and that they're all wearing face masks, etc. But after looking back, it was the right decision to go ahead with the winter fair this year. And the reaction has been very positive. We can't expect everybody to follow the rules all the time, but we do have to run this event safely, and it's everything's worked out fine. We've heard, of course, there was another announcement this afternoon by the Welsh Government regarding the COVID, and people are asking, will there be a show in the summer, and if so, what kind of show will it be? Well, we've looked at this winter fair as a kind of rehearsal, if you like. We know that we can run the fair safely with all the regulations in place, of course, but looking forward to the show next summer, we're hoping that there'll be fewer regulations, but we've got to look forward with confidence. We're confident, of course, that we can do anything here at the showground. We've got a great team of stewards, a great team of staff in the office, and we've got to look forward to the summer show, and we have to do that with plenty of confidence. And as Nia's just thanking Steve Hewson for organising and making sure that the winter fair this year has been such a success.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Santriso Menai. Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Santriso Menai.
The sheep auction. And the prices have varied from year to year.
520 dyna hi.
Maen nhw wedi gwerthu am 12,000. Tair mil
3,400 is the record for the Beltex back in 2018.
Fantastic! Tair mil 400 o buned. 520, mae'n edrych yn debygol bod nhw'n bwrdd llawr.
And the price back in 2019 was 1,040 for another Beltex.
A dwi'n siŵr fe fydda nhw yn mynd I fagu. Pa bris eith dan y mwrthol eleni? Mae Danny Son...
But what price this year, I wonder? As you can see in the background, the auction has attracted quite a few people in the sheep ring. And Gerald, of course, has been commentating on all the sections in the sheep ring over the course of the last 2 days. How much are these sheep worth, do you reckon, then, Gerald?
How long is a piece of string? It just depends on if there's two people that would like to purchase the champion lambs and if they're willing to go. At this present moment, as I've alluded to many times throughout this show, the sheep industry at this present moment is quite good. But it's a different reflection than on buying two individual lambs for a lot of money in front of a big crowd. But I'm sure there will be people there that would like to purchase them, and they are two tremendous lambs, so they know they're going to get two tremendous lambs, whether they keep them for breeding or whether they end up in the butcher shop window.
And these auctions attract quite a crowd, as we can see.
There's a lot of people present in the auction there, yes. A lot of people would have aspirations probably of buying them, but perhaps the budget will be the problem, but we will not have to wait too long and we're going to find out.
Well win.
And the auctioneers there have a lot of revenue will change hands in these markets in recent times because of, as I stated, sheep industry is quite good and stock values of not only the sheep industry, the cattle industry have been very, very good and they've made a lot of money. So but then in a true reflection, as a farmer myself, they need to make a lot of money because other costs are going up. But anyway, we not have too long to find out. The champions are coming into the ring and two lovely quality lambs. So let's just wait and see who requires them the most then.
And Robert West from Lincolnshire will be on the edge of his seat, I'm sure.
No, he's running around the ring after him, actually, trying to promote him as good as he possibly can, yeah.
Right.
Dwi'n credu bod ffynonell un wrong, felly gweld yn amlwg mae un o'n gwrwy nhw.
Gael Linda wedyn.
Felly dim I fagu fydd hwnna mynd.
Na, fi hwnna'n mynd I fagu.
Are you any good at lip reading, Gerald?
No, I'm not, actually. I don't know. I'm starting to doubt my hearing, actually. But,
420.
500 now.
500.
520 oedd y llynedd. Sgwni os ym ni fyddi pris llynedd.
600. That's more than last time we were here at the Winter Fair.
I suppose a little thing against them. I think that if my eyes don't deceive me, the one is an actual weather lamb, so that would cut out a little few of the breeders. If they were a pair of ewe lambs, then perhaps it would get in a few more customers that would maybe chance their arm for breeding ewes. But obviously, with it being a weather lamb, there's only one way that particular lamb will end up.
£1,200 so far.
Wow, Mae'n codi dy fus nawr, be mae'n wedi?
Cadw'r dyfoced!
Cadw'r dyfoced nawr.
Na defnyddio checkbook ti blaen iawn fan hyn.
50 o bunne.
£1,250 each.
That's a very good shot, to be fair. Good reward for a lot of hard work that's gone in to produce them, so I'm sure Mr. West will be happy with that.
I'm sure he will.
Ond mae hwnna yn rhywbeth special yn dweud. 12,000
I mean, it's just emphasising the fact that is a very special price, 1,250. Right, let's go back quickly to the horse ring and we'll rejoin Rob Jones.
Wylio'r cyfan gyda fi, mae Meigran Evans, Brydfa Gwynfaes, a dyn ni'n cael gweld y beirniad Derek Dyke sydd ar y sgrin yn feirniadu'r dosbarth i'r ebolesu yn yr adran yma, ac mae pob un y Meigran wedi cael cyfle i fynd allan yn unigol, a dyn ni jyst yn gweld y beirniad am y tro ola yn camu'r llinell a'n asesu'r cyfan.
Wel, mae'n siŵr o'n edrych i batrwn i weld os rhywbeth wedi sefyll mas wedi dangos yn well yn yr ail dro yn unigol yn dyfe.
A fel rhywun sy'n beirniadu dipyn hefyd, dwi'n siŵr allwch chi cadarnhau, diolch yn un fath bod tu allan y cylch yn gwylio, dych chi'n lot mwy tu fewn.
O, sgwrs fy chi.
Yn agos i'r anifeiliaid.
O, ni, neu ddornod weddi yn o'r dywys i deip yn dyfe.
Wel, mae ei weld bod o'n trafod efo'r steward, os yna rhyw newid yn mynd i symud rhywbeth i fyny'r llinell?
Dwi'n mynd chael iawn, newid dwy rown myna. Dwy rown myna.
Wel, yr arddangoswyr yn...
Well, it looks as if we are nearing the completion of this class.
Wel, mae'n trafod.
We've had a few changes near the
Beth yw'r
centre
sefyllfa?
Just.
I wonder whether we'll have a few more.
Y rai mas o'r?
Wel, mae'n swapio'r bedweddyr ar bumed amgylch. So... Iorweth a Catherine Hale yn dod i'r bedwerydd safle, 1-1-4-8, Macil Gypsy Red. Graham Roberts gyda Cowe Millie yn mynd i'r bumed safle. Wel, mae'r het yn cael ei diosg a dyna'r canlyniad. Yn gyntaf yn y dosbarth yma, Mr Eirig Einon. Hatterol, Lady Beth. Well, Justin, we're quite used to seeing you in the ring here, and I've managed to speak to you a few times over the years.
Yes, it's just nice to be back showing this year now, and obviously for Eirig and Becky to have a good day.
Of course, you're producing this filly?
Yes, yeah. So nice for them to get off to a win first time out.
What does it mean to be back at the fair and back at the Royal Showground showing?
Everything. I commend the show for getting it on, and we got to support it because we need it.
Well, brilliant. You've got another lap to do yet, so I hope them legs will get you round.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Diolch. Hatterol, Lady Beth. A berchnogaeth, Eirig Einon a Rebecca Faulkner o ardal Abergavenny yn cael ei arddangos gen Justin Walters.
I'r enillydd yma, i Mr Eirig Einon a Hatterol Lady Beth.
Ar ôl y cystadlu, dawr gwerthu a mae'r foment fawr wedi cyrraedd fyny.
Well, we can hear the bell ringing in the background, and it's time to turn our attention to the cattle ring for the auctions there. This isn't the Supreme Champion, of course, but as you can see, this auction has attracted quite an audience, and it is always considered to be the highlight of the winter fair.
Well, obviously winning the Rosette and getting the championship is the highlight, but obviously it is good that they get a substantial financial reward for all their endeavour and work which they have put in to produce these animals, and I wish every competitor all the best and hope that they get a price to justify the work that they've put in, because there is tremendous show of animals, and all prospective butchers, buyers or whatever will have a very rare opportunity here today to purchase a good quality animal.
Yeah, and Steve Hewson was referring to that fact earlier on when he was speaking with me. The standard of livestock here at the Winter Fair is of a very, very high standard. And there's a certain tension down in the cattle ring at the moment.
As we can see, they've put hurdles around the ring for, and you are supposed to be a prospective purchaser if you are considered to be allowed down into that arena there that's in shot, and if that is all prospective purchasers in there, somebody's going to go home unlucky. There isn't that many cattle to sell, is there?
No.
But no, let's hope that, as I said, justified that somebody will give good money for the good animals.
And in fairness to some of the cameramen there trying their best to spot a couple of individuals who might be bidding for these animals at the auction.
Yes, indeed.
Very difficult to spot sometimes.
That gentleman seems to be quite keen. He's not letting it go easy anyway. Oh, you're still determined?
Odi. Ond wedi disgwyl bach yn fwy.
Bydde ti eisiau bach yn fwy am y safon ma, bydde ti? Ond maen nhw yn gwerthu'n dda ma'r arwerthwr.
Has he lost interest now? I think he has.
I gyd, mae yna lot o brynwyr yma yn does. A pwy a wyr, a fydd na record nawr.
Yes, he's resided to the fact there's a better person over the deeper pocket or more in the pocket perhaps than himself then for that particular animal.
Well, the auction has started in the cattle ring, and of course we're looking forward to the auction of the Supreme Champion, but we will return to the cattle ring for that quite shortly.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sandriso Menai. Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Sandriso Menai.
Welcome back to the Royal Welsh Showground. We're with you until 4 o'clock this afternoon here on S4C. And there's a good reason why it's a bit quiet outside, because inside the cattle ring it's time for the auction. And since 1990, the highlight of the Winter Fair has been the auction of the Supreme Champion.
Thank you very much.
The first ever champion sold for 7,500.
4,000 for the third and the last time.
The price in 2016 was 4,000.
At 10,800, Mr. Mark Webster.
And in 2019 it was 10,800, the fourth highest ever. Will it be even higher this year?
Well, mae'r pencampwr, y prif pencampwr yn y...
Well, here we are. The auction of the supreme champion in the cattle ring. 12,500. That is the record in the winter fair. Are we likely, Gerald, do you think, to reach the 10,000 plus?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. As I stated earlier on, the actual cattle trade and the sheep trade is very, very good. One reason perhaps we might get close, that being a heifer, there is two options. If somebody fancies it to go on to be a commercial cow to produce perhaps another winner herself, we'll find out, but we will have not too long to wait to find out. But as I stated, the actual fat cattle price at this present moment is very, very good throughout the whole country. So if that's a reflection of other years then and inflated by a little bit, we could see an exceptional good price. See some past, there's Alwyn Morgan there, who has purchased the champion here on past occasions, so we'll see if himself will step up and give that sort of money. Yes, there is. There's a lot. There's Rob Rattray, butcher shop in Aberystwyth, who's been known to, I don't know what the correct term is, splash the cash, is it, or whatever, to purchase the top-end animals in this particular fair. And being a Welsh butcher, I'm sure he would like to support this event. And as I stated, there is a heifer on parade, so she does not have to end up on the butcher slab, but she has another option, so we'll have to wait and see. But it is 720 kilos of meat, so it does open the door, because it is on a lump sum basis, not buying per kilo. A lump sum, so whether it costs £1,000 or £10,000, same amount of meat that the butcher will have to sell. And there is, as we can see going by there is tremendous shape and quality in this particular animal. So we won't have too long to find out and how much somebody fancies giving for this particular animal. Cartney's auctioneers there, the firm that are charged with selling the cattle throughout the auction and the lambs throughout the auction. McCartney's based here on the borders, and Brecon and Knighton, Ludlow, a lot of the big commercial markets in this part of the world.
Read all about it,
Perhaps he's checking his bank balance.
Stop me when you're ready. 5,000, let's get on bid. 5,000
and we start tremendous. We're at 5,000 already.
5,255. 5,8 bid. At 5,8, 6,000.
Go on, guys. The record in trouble. That was Mr. Chris Jones, former auctioneer from Brecon, bid in there. He's shook his head at 7,002. So I'm not too sure if he's just a bit of a tactical battle, or will he continue? Yeah. Oh, 7-3, we're down to £100 now. At 12,500 is looking not likely to be broken today when you get down to £100 so low as this. But we'll see. I'm sure the auctioneer will. Oh, we're up to 7.5. So, he's now Mr. Chris Jones means business now. 8,000. That's a significant. It is. So, is anybody brave enough? I've got a bank balance that's going to take him on. We're going to have to wait and find out. Perhaps he scared the opposition off. 8,000 is a very good shot, and I'm sure Williams and Tippett there would be delighted with £8,000 anyway. But we're going to see. The auctioneer's starting to struggle a little bit now. So Mr. Chris Jones thinks that he's going to win this battle.
Mr. Anthony Kitson it goes to. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chris Jones is the winner, former auctioneer Bracken. Whether he is purchasing on behalf of himself or on somebody else, I'm not too sure. But he is the gentleman that has put his finger up and bought this particular animal here today in the Winter Fair.
Well, he made sure he was going to get it then when he pushed the price up from 7,500 up to 8,000.
He did. That was a statement of intent.
Exactly.
Yeah, so congratulations to him, and congratulations to Williams and Tippett for producing such a good animal, and it is nice to see that they have a respectable reward for it at the end.
Fair price at the end of the day?
Yes, it's a very fair price, to be fair.
Well,
after the excitement in the cattle ring, let's go back to the horse ring and rejoin Rob Jones.
Ie, siomedig Gran Rif yn dweud, maen nhw ddau wahanol deip, ond mae'n edrych pigo, dwi'n meddwl bod nhw'n dyfodol i'r un dîm, a ti'n meddwl, i blwydd o eto, be ddaw.
Llanarth Billy Black Gold a Simon Bigley, yn ail wedyn Fairlyway Firestorm. A ddau wedi magu'n eitha debyg yr un gwaed sy'n rhwngthyn nhw, ac mae'r het wedi diosg, ac Llanarth Billy Black Gold sydd yn mynd â hi enillydd y dosbarth i'r ebolion blwydd yma yn y ffair eiaf. Llongyfarchiadau i Mr Simon Bigley yn ennill y dosbarth i'r ebolion blwydd gyda Llanarth Billy Black Gold.
Mae pencampwyr y clybiau ffermwyr ifanc wedi camu mewn i'r cylch nawr ar gyfer I gwerthu wyn.
Well, we're back in the sheep ring. And the auction continues.
As I stated earlier on, then the fat lamb trading throughout the whole of the country is very good, so I hope that the prospective purchasers in abattoirs and butchers and whatever will give a decent reward here today for all the competitors that have produced such good quality lambs in their own right, in their own prospective breed sections and crossbred sections, and it will only encourage them to come forward next year and produce such good quality again. Hopefully that they get a good just reward for their work and effort here today, so that will stead them in good faith to come again.
Well, we're back in the cattle ring. We witnessed the auction of the Supreme Champion earlier on. This is the Reserve Champion, and we're over 5,000 already.
It is better
6,000.
It is, in my opinion, to better have a consistently good trade rather than a extortionate trade on just the odd individual animal. It goes well for everybody, as I stated, to have a good price for the product that they have produced and worked so hard to produce here. So it's a very nice, fancy Reserve Champion heifer. So she's still going, to be honest with you. And she's actually exceeded now. Reserve has exceeded the money on the champion. She's at £9,200.
We're getting closer to the 10,000 here.
I know.
Chris ar y ffôn. Mae yna rhywun yn gweud wrtho fe. Cerin to.
Funny enough, we've seen this happen on a couple of occasions in this fair, that the reserve and the lambs made more money than the champion, and we're going to see that the reserve in the cattle section is making more money than the... Miss Chris Jones is in the fight again by the look of it. 9,008.
Oh, it's a bit of competition going on here.
They've opened the door now. There you go.
Yeah, we've got there.
£10,000. Sir Chris Jones is going to consult his bank, or somebody else is helping him out, I'm sure.
Well, Chris Jones wedi prynu'r is-bencampwr.
£10,000.
Well, Matthew
An exceptional good shot. That's Mr. Chris Penny. I do not know if he was a purchaser or not, but he is the judge, one of the judges then. So let's hope all the other cattle that are sold during the auction will achieve, obviously not 10,000, but a good shot for the product of that, how good they are.
Oedd special iawn, fod y teg. A bob clod yn nhw, oedd nhw heiddi bob ceinog yn nhw.
Titha reit, tipyn o sel. Matthew, diolch yn fawr i ti.
Ei, diolch yn fawr.
Wel, o'r diwedd wedi ffindio set a mae'n gyfforddus iawn ma.
Well, Aaron is just saying he's finally found somewhere to have a sit down, and he's with Adrian Isaac, who's been here for the last 2 days, and an early start this morning. It's been very, very busy during the winter fair. And Aaron's just asking, as far as selling machinery is concerned, is the winter fair better than the summer show as far as trade's concerned? And it seems to be that way, yes. And of course, because there is a delay, of course, in being able to deliver these machineries, people are preparing months in advance. And how is that reflected in the prices? Does that mean the prices are going up? Yes, they are. They're going up every 2 months at the moment. So if I wanted to order that one there, I could. I best order it now.
New Holland, I'm in New Holland go fancy fan hyn all in it.
Skid steer yw hwnna de.
Skid steer behind Aaron there. It's a new model. It's just been launched last year.
2-speed.
It's 2-speed with hydraulic locking.
Fel card amser chi'n mynd sy'n nhw.
Ie. Achos mae nhw'n gerbydau, pan da chi fewn yna, mae'n anodd gweld beth o gwmpas, mae'r camera'n bwysig iawn.
And of course the camera makes it easier for you to be able to see all around when you're actually driving.
A'r tractor na fyna, wan te. Oes na bris ar hwnna, wan, unig a bargen cyn...
Aaron's looking for another bargain. He's asked how much for the tractor behind you, and they're going to discuss once the cameras have gone. Right, let's get back to the horse ring. Here's Rob.
Ynghylch y cyffyle. Mae'r beirniad wrthi yn trafod. Mae Stewart wedi gofyn i'r un sydd yn ail safle hyn o bryd. Gofyn i'r ail a'r trydydd, fel dwi'n deall, trotian allan unwaith eto. Ond wedi gadael y cyntaf lle mae.
Reit. Wel, i wedi gwirthyd, tro cyntaf wedi gweld yna, de? Ie.
Dyma ni yn siŵr bod ddim cweit yn siŵr. Wedi gweld rhywbeth, eisiau gweld nhw'n cerdded. eisiau gweld y cerddediad mae'n rhaid yn y ceffylau yma. Felly, Howie, Melody, a Tairif, Tywysoges Diva. Ddim cweit yn siŵr. Mae'r rhaid bod y Beina Derek Dites eisiau just checio rhywbeth.
O, mae wedi newid nhw, Mae wedi newid nhw.
A wedi newid nhw, felly mae'n rhaid y cerddediad oedd yn bwysig. Ac a'r het wedi diosg. Felly, yn gyntaf yn yr adran yma, yn yr dosbarth yma, yn yr adran i'r Cofiau Cymraeg, mae y Rotherham yn neffelu. Dyna berchnogaeth Laura Ferris yn yr ail safle. Mae Tairif, Tywysoges Diva ac yn drydydd Howie a Melody. Becca, obviously you're taking over the running from Mum.
Yeah, well, she had quite a bad accident at the beginning of the year, so she's been out of action. So yeah, really pleased to get her here because the lorry broke down on Sunday, so we weren't even coming at the weekend.
Oh, well, it was obviously meant to be.
Yeah, so over the moon, yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I'm sure she's a filly with a big future ahead of her.
I plan to ride her, so hopefully, yeah. So she's the first foal, so yeah, we're over the moon.
Well, you've got the championship to come. Very best of luck.
Thank you.
Fingers crossed for you.
Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr I Becca a Laura Ferris am ennill y dosbarth i'r efelysu blwydd yma yn y ffair Eiaf yn adran y Cofiau Cymraeg gyda Rotherham yn neffelu.
Thank you very much, Rob, and we will be able to see the championships on the highlights programme on S4C later this evening, because our time here at the Winter Fair is coming to an end. Gerald, looking back over the 2 days, what are your highlights?
First of all, it's good to be back here. And secondly, it's good to see such quality animals being displayed. And thirdly, they've sold for a respectable money and a reward. And I hope that it'll continue from here on. We've seen the back of all the problems, and let's hope that we'll be back in the summertime.
And listening to Steve Hewson talking earlier on, the decision to go ahead to make sure that the Winter Fair happened this year was the correct decision.
100%, I'm sure, but the reflection on the people that have been here and the people that have represented the show with their animals and the machinery and everybody else that has been involved. Everybody wanted to be here, and they have turned out in strength.
And let's hope that we will all be back here in the summer for the Royal Welsh Show. Gerald, thank you for your company. Rob, thanks for your company today as well. And that's all we have time for here at the Winter Fair. Thank you for joining us here on S4C and listening to the English language commentary. Hopefully we'll be back in the summer. Till then, goodbye.
Noddir y rhaglen hon gan Coleg Glyn Llifon, rhan o grŵp Llandrillo Menai.